Hey there, creator. Welcome to the Rooted Bliss Podcast, where life isn't something you survive, it's a reality you design. I'm your host, Moses Nehemiah, author, life coach, and OG reality shifter. This series is your call to remember you're not separate from the field. You are the field. You are source. And bliss, it's not out there. It's encoded into your being. So you just have to press start. So let's talk metaphysics, manifestation, and mastery, and how to actually live as the creator of your world. You ready? Press start to bliss. Welcome back to the Rooted Bliss Podcast, where we unlock the codes of reality and remember who we truly are, the creator, the source, the game master shaping it all. My name is Moses Nehemiah, and today's episode is The Present Shapes the Timeline and How the Now Creates Past and the Future. This might sound like a paradox at first. We're so conditioned to think the past made us who we are, and the future is waiting somewhere out there. But today, I want to flip that script, because the truth is, this moment, right here, is shaping both the past and the future you experience, not the other way around. There is only the now moment. So let's break it down. We're told that our past defines us. The memories, the traumas, the achievements, that they shape our identity. We walk around carrying stories like badges or scars, thinking this is who I am because of what happened. We're also told that the future is something we must chase. We must prepare for it, plan for it, predict it, even fear it. They say, I have to be ready for what's coming. I have to make sure my future is secure. But here's the reality. Neither the past nor the future exist outside of your current awareness. Think about that for a moment. You cannot touch the past, only your present memory of it. You cannot reach the future, only your present projection of it. When you sit down and recall a childhood experience, you're not pulling a dusty file from some external archive. You're remembering it in the now. That memory lives here, right now, in your current mind, colored by your current state of being. And when you imagine next year, next month, even tomorrow, you're not time traveling forward. You're imagining it in the now, through the lens of today's emotions and beliefs and assumptions. This is what it means when you change who you are in the now. You instantly shift the meaning of the past and the shape of the future. Suddenly, what used to feel like a wound becomes a source of strength. What used to feel like a lost opportunity becomes part of your divine timing. What used to look like a hard road ahead becomes your path to freely walk on. You begin spotting opportunities you couldn't see before because your eyes weren't open to them before. You begin reframing your past not as a burden, but as proof of your resilience. So the casual power, the real engine of change, doesn't sit back there where the events happened. It doesn't sit up ahead, waiting for you in some distance. It sits right here, right now, always. So let's go deeper. Why is the present moment the only creative point? Because reality as you experience it is not fixed in the timeline. It's a living, breathing reflection of your consciousness. The so-called past only exists because you remember it in the now. The future only exists because you're imagining it in the now. And the present, it's the only place where your awareness is alive, active, and powerful. Imagine life as a constant, refreshing simulation. Every second, the entire game world rebuilds, not based on some dusty record of what came before, but based on the state you're holding right now. That's why you can have a sudden shift in perspective, a breakthrough, a realization, a surrender, and suddenly everything behind you reorganizes. You start to see that the painful breakups or the business failure or the years of confusion were not wasted time. They were part of the sacred setup for this moment. When you claim your creatorhood in the now, you stop being a character bound by old scripts. You become the author. You become the dreamer, realizing it's a dream. You step into the role of the one shaping the scene. And from that place, the future stops feeling like some looming weight or a series of tasks to complete. It becomes the natural unfolding of the frequency you're standing into today. You don't have to make the future come right away. You only have to align in the here and in the now, and the future arranges itself to match. So, how do you live this out? How do you embody this awareness in your day-to-day life? It starts with presence. It starts with noticing the stories you are rehearsing right now. Ask yourself, who am I identifying as in this moment? What script am I running right now? Am I living as the one who is or the one who was? Notice when your mind drifts into past blame or future fear. Catch the voice that says, I can't trust myself because I failed before. Or, I can't rest now because there's too much waiting for me. Pause, breathe, and remind yourself. The past failures only exist as a present story you are choosing to tell right now. That future pressure only exists as a present worry you're holding in the now moment. You can choose a new stance. You can choose to stand as the one who already is whole, already worthy, already shaping the timeline through presence, not panic. This doesn't mean ignore plans, never reflecting on lessons. It means realizing that all the power sits right here. Plans and reflections only have meaning because you give them the meaning today. When you realign your being, you realign the path effortlessly. Let me share a personal example, because sometimes hearing it applied in real life makes it click. So there was a period in my life when I felt stuck in regret. I'd look back at the years and thought all the time I had wasted, the projects I had abandoned, the opportunities that I had missed, the times I let fear or doubt run the show. I told myself, if only I had done it differently, I'd be further ahead by now. If only I had been braver, smarter, faster, I wouldn't be here struggling. But then one day, something shifted. I stopped arguing with the past. I stopped trying to edit it, control it, or fix it. I realized The only reasons those past years felt like a failure was because of the story I was choosing to tell right now. In that moment, I made a new decision. I decided those years were not wasted. They were a sacred preparation. They were the seasoning, the deepening, and the groundwork that made me who I am right now. And who I am right now is powerful. Instantly, the feeling of being behind felt away. Suddenly, the past became an asset, not a chain. And the future, it no longer felt like something I had to chase or fix. It became an effortless extension of who I was choosing to be right now. When I stood in the present moment and owned my creatorhood, everything softened, everything aligned and opened. I didn't need to go back and fix the past. I didn't need to force the future into shape. I had to stand right here in the now and let the timeline flow from me. So here's what I want you to remember as we close today. You're not a prisoner of your past. You're not a servant of your future. You are the shaper of the timeline. Right now, in this moment, you get to decide who you are. And from that decision, the past rearranges itself to reflect your power. And the future unfolds to match your presence. This is the beautiful thing of being the creator. You don't have to fix what came before. You don't have to control what's ahead. You only have to own who you are in the now. And reality will ripple outward in every direction. So thank you for being here with me today, for remembering this truth, for walking the path of rooted power and bliss. If this episode resonated with you, I invite you to share it with someone who's ready to step out of old stories and claim their timeline from the present moment. You can find all my info and more resources, my courses and tools at blissfulrootsllc.com. And if you want to go even deeper, come join me inside my school community, Rooted Reality. My private community is where we live, breathe, and embody this work together. So until next time, own it, be it, and flow it. You are the creator and the game master of your reality.